Let's speak now to Nour Hammoury. He's Chief Market Analyst at Equiti Group. Welcome back to the programme, Nour. Now, Wall Street closed at fresh record highs, but Asian markets were still mostly lower on Tuesday. Why isn't that optimism translating more broadly?
It's hard to translate basically broadly because of the continuous contradicting statements by the U.S. administration. The U.S. President Donald J. Trump said that they are in negotiations with Iran. Yesterday, Iran denied that negotiations and that they are basically just negotiating with Oman. But that kind of contradicting statements will continue to at least ease some of the optimism that this conflict is no way near over. And we've seen, of course, the continuous strikes or the clashes between the U.S. and Iran also throughout the past week. So I think this is also still short-lived. The market needs certainty, and without certainty, we will definitely see more fluctuation and more volatility.
Right, and chip makers, particularly in South Korea, are still feeling the heat after leading this AI trade. Is this just a matter of profit-taking, or is there more to it?
I would say it's more of a profit-taking, and at the same time, after the recent rally, don't forget that this rally hasn't started just a couple of days ago. It's been for more than weeks now, and for profit-taking to take place at least right now, ahead of also another major round of data over the next couple of days and couple of weeks, it is not a surprise that we've seen some sort of like a profit-taking going forward, or at least at this time. But at the same time, I would like to argue here, or maybe send a warning. It is always not advisable to be super optimistic, and at the same time, it's not always advisable to be super pessimistic. Therefore, with the uncertainty going on, it's much better to have your portfolio hedged as much as possible ahead of the upcoming days, because we're still again on a ticking time because of what the U.S. administration keeps basically telling the market.
Over on Wall Street, we saw Amazon crossing the $3 trillion mark while Nvidia and other tech giants continued to rally. Does this reinforce that demand for AI investment is still running strong?
If you look at the recent data, not just only on Amazon, look at what happened in Google. The first time on record that this company basically posted a negative cash flow. And this is one very particular point that people need to look at. If you think that Google and all the giants are basically spending on a bubble, that would be problematic. I think the more I dive also personally into AI training and AI development, the more I am convinced that this is not a bubble. This is basically a huge future infrastructure spending that will basically give a lot of companies, and the ones that will be able to materialize and be able to optimize AI will be able to bring in more and more earnings and more also value to their shareholders.
Meanwhile, oil prices rebounded after Iran pushed back on President Trump's comments. Is the market reacting more to headlines at this point than to actual changes in supply?
Absolutely. I mean, it is just basically now becoming, the market is just used to these comments. But at the same time, we have to mention that how many oil tankers have been hit over the past couple of months. This will not be recovered, or will be recovered within a few weeks. It takes years to recover. So therefore, maybe oil prices right now is basically reacting to headlines. But at the same time, it doesn't mean even if the conflict ends today, it will still hurt supply. It will still be a problem of rebalancing the market. It will take also months. It's not going to be just weeks. It might be even a year to rebalance the market. Therefore, it's not even, I don't think that oil prices will drop significantly if the war ends today, because the rebalancing will take a couple of weeks, or maybe even a couple of months. That will maybe put Brent or West Texas crude between a range between $60 and $70 per barrel, at least until the end of the year.
Nour Hammoury, great to have your analysis. Thank you.